Welcome to our program on Kardec Radio.
Hi, beloved friends. I'm so thankful to be back with you again with our book Living Spring by Emmanuel through Chico Xavier. There we go. Today we're going to talk about chapter 75 and it says management. So if we can think about the word management, we would think to manage something. So let's hear the quote by Jesus in Luke 16, verses 2. Give an account of your management. And Emmanuel is explaining. In essence, each person is a servant because of his or her endeavor in the work of the Supreme Father, and at the same time a manager because he or she is the holder of enormous potential in the sphere in which he or she toils. A steward of the world is not only the one who becomes grey-headed in working for the common good in public or private companies, combating 1,000 intrigues in order to fulfill his or her duty. Each intelligence on earth will have to account for the resources that have been trusted to it. Wealth and authority are not the only values for which we will have to give an account today and tomorrow. Wealth and authority. The physical body is a sacred temple. The physical health is a treasure. The opportunity to work is a blessing. The chance to serve is a divine bequeathal. The opportunity to learn is a door to freedom. Science is an inestimable patrimony. The home is a gift from heaven. A friend is a benefactor. A beneficial experience is a great achievement. The opportunity to live in harmony with the Lord, our fellow beings and nature is a glory common to all. Time devoted to helping those less blessed with resources or understanding is precious. Ground to sow, ignorance to be enlightened, and Spain to be counselled are appeals that heaven wordlessly sends to the whole world. So what have you been doing with the invaluable talents that lie within your heart, in your hands, and on your pathway? Look after your own endeavor for the good before the eternal one, because a time will come when the divine power will say to you, give an account of your management. Let's breathe. This is again a topic that we should really think about, time management. And also with it goes a lot of other management. And Emmanuel has given us great examples of how to manage our time and how many things there are for us to serve and to help to be part of this endeavor on earth so that we can serve. But there's also management of our thoughts, our words, our actions. And if we think about that, we have continuous thoughts. Even if we sleep, the dream state, and all it, wherever we go, the soul is always busy with thought process as well. So if we look at our thought process, we should ask, do we use our thoughts to serve as well? Do we use the timing of our thoughts to also serve? Because where our thoughts are, our words will be, our actions will be. So, to have a starting point, to focus on, do we use our thoughts, the time of our thoughts, if we have to put it in a time limit, to manage our thoughts, to also serve our neighbor. Emmanuel has given us great examples that I really want to go through. It says, in the physical body, it is sacred temple, which means that we have this body, which is a temporary envelope for our soul, so that we can use it for the good. And Emmanuel says, this time on earth is not our time. Our time, our existence on earth, our incarnation belongs to God. What is He expecting of you and I, beloved friends? While we have the opportunity on earth, what is expected of us in our timing, in our management, time management on earth? He says each intelligence on earth will have to account for the resources that have been entrusted to it. So think about your talents. Emmanuel talks about our talents. Have you ever sit and think about what talent have you been given? Because each and every one of us has a talent that we have been given to use for the good. If it's speaking, maybe helping, there's so many things that we can do, that we can use, that you can see has your talent to help others. Maybe inspirational talk. Maybe you can sing beautifully and you can use your voice. Maybe you are good in cooking to give others to make some food. There are so many things that you maybe can be good at so that we can use it for the good. He says wealth and authority are not the only values for which we will have to give an account today and tomorrow. And he says wealth and authority is not the only value. So yes, some of us may have wealth and maybe we are in a situation of authority, which we will also have to give account for, because the way we treat our neighbor, the way we work, should be for the greater good of all, not for an ego way of living. To mostly sometimes that people think that it makes them better than other people, but it is actually a very humble if you are in a greater authority position, because it means that you are entrusted to serve when you have an, a certain um, authority over people. That is a way for God to ask you to serve. But He says not only will we be accounted for that, what do we do with our so-called free time, beloved friends? What do we do with our free time when we are not working? We don't have to clean, and everything is quiet. What do we do? Do we use that time in our thought process, maybe going out to help? There are so, in this time and age, there are many things that we can help. And I know that in certain countries, there is still much um, COVID that's spreading, and sometimes that you can't get in to go out of your house. But there are still so many things that we can do. So we have to be creative with our way of serving. Because if we wake up and we ask to serve, the thought will come to you. You don't have to be a medium to connect with the higher spirits that can help you so that you can see where you are needed or what you need to do. If you manage your thoughts, and we will realize that we are being inspired. So someone will come to your thoughts and you will think, I need to send a message. Or maybe I have to phone. Or sometimes you just know that something is not okay, even if they don't want to tell you. So use that inspiration, this guidance that we all are given, if we just work towards opening ourselves up to use it. This is why it's important to start with the smallest thing to manage and take your your diary, your schedule, daily schedule, and see what are you busy with. Is it something that inspires? Is it even in your workplace inspiring those around you? The way that you work. Maybe you're a very happy person, regardless of what you do. Maybe your words are inspiring others so that they can feel better. The way that we manage our whole being, beloved friends, are very important for us to look at. And it's good for us because this helps us focus on the good. Now you would ask me, what if there is a grey situation and you may be living with someone that makes it a bit hard for you to be calm, be inspiring, and you don't want to listen. Beloved friends, we use that as an opportunity to say thank you because this is the opportunity God is giving us to serve. It means that we can practice patience, we can practice humility, we can practice prayer because in the same household, light will overcome darkness, beloved friends, so that we should never give up and think that what we do and what we are aspiring to do for the good will not make a difference. Never give up and also remember that when you are placed in situations like that, it is not because that you are um, should feel sorry for yourself. You should say thank you because this is a way of serving those who maybe still isn't evolved enough to understand the true Spirit's teaching. And we should be very humble in and very gentle and have patience, like Jesus and God has patience with us in all our previous lives to bring us to this incarnation so that we can know better, so that we together, beloved friends, can learn Spiritism, so that we can not only evolve ourselves, but that we can take hands, that we can take hands through our thoughts, take hands through our actions, our words, be inspiring to those around us. And yes, we still, we all still have to go through some hard, hard lessons, but that's a good thing because if we are found worthy to go through these trials, we should say thank you, beloved friends. Let's see what Emmanuel is saying. He says, physical health is a treasure. So he's asking to manage the way we look at our health. The opportunity to work is a blessing. So, beloved friends, if you have an opportunity to do something, I love gardening. I love flowers. It is summer, South Africa. So I planted a lot of seeds and they're beautiful. And I'm looking after those flowers and I can see everyone expressing themselves in such a beautiful way. So we can find God in all things. I love working with the soil because it feels like you are putting love into it and being part of something that is growing, that is beautiful in its own self. So I love gardening. I love cutting the grass myself. So it is beautiful. There are so many things that we can do, that we can put love in, that families can join, that is actually very good for us to do together and to inspire others, to give out flowers that you've grown yourself. And I know our beloved brother Chico, he dried flowers, and in all his letters he used to put these dried flowers with this great fragrances. So there are so many things that we can inspire people with. And never think that anything is too little, because everything done with a great mind, with a great heart, is good enough. Then it says, the chance to serve is a divine bequeathal. So if you have an opportunity to serve, Emmanuel says that it is a gift. It is a gift out of the hands of God to give us the opportunity to do anything. So we should grab this opportunity and we should do it with love, like we want to not only please ourselves, but that like we are working for God. So if you have a job, do it as if you are doing that for God. If you have to make food, prepare this food with so much blessing and to, as if you are doing it for God. So if we can bring that in our daily way of being, we will understand this mindfulness, like this beautiful um, Buddhist monk Thich Nhat Hanh, who died in the last week, which got great teachings for us as well, so that we can understand our mindfulness, the way that we can do things peacefully, the way that um, we can inspire ourselves in being mindful and drinking and eating and helping. So we should be inspired by this. If you need inspiration, take a wonderful book so that we can focus on the good. And I've, every year in the beginning of the year, I take the book Thought and Life, and I truly study the book because our thoughts are so important, because we are co-creators with God. So I want to remind myself, and I go through every chapter and I truly study the meaning of what Emmanuel is trying to tell us in Thought and Life, so that you can put your focus again on our thoughts, on our service, on our families, on everything that is important. So take something, do something so that you can be inspired. Because by reading and studying, we're not only helping ourselves evolve by learning, but the spirits that surround us will learn with us. So it is also a way of serving by studying spiritism. And then Emmanuel saying the opportunity to learn is a door to freedom. So he says to learn is to be freed, which means that, well, if we learn, we will understand, like the book For and Life. We will understand the power of our thought process, the power of suggestions, the power of our will. There are so many chapters in the book, 30 chapters, I think, and there's so many lessons to learn so that we can be inspired, so that we can have the intention on focusing on the good. And then he says, time is an inestimable, sorry, inestimable patrimony. Patrimony. Sorry, I hope I'm saying this correctly. My tongue is not working correctly today. So, which means it's important. It's important how long we sleep, the way we sleep, how are we using when we sleep. So it's good to to know when we lay down to rest, to pray so that we can still be useful while our body is recuperating for the next day. So be useful in all the things that we do. The home is a gift from heaven. This is where we learn, like Emmanuel says in Thought and Life. The home is where we learn. It's the beginning of all. A friend is a benefactor, so we always have those special friends around us, near or far, that are that are our inspiration, that inspires us. Again, sorry, I'm studying Thought and Life, our thought process. So we are um, the people that we are busy with, the things that we are busy with will inspire us because we have this. Sorry, I'm translating, so I need the English word because I'm on associations with. Yes, that is the word. Thought and Life associations with. So, um, if we, there's always someone like Kardec Radio or the host, the Spirit Society of Virginia, the Spirit Society of Ireland. There are so many collaborating on Kardec Radio at the moment, working together for the greater good. So we are not only learning together, but we are giving this out. When we listen to one of the programs on Kardec Radio, we give out. We're opening up our home so that those that work with us will also be inspired, will also learn together. We are never alone, beloved friends. He says, um, a beneficial experience is a great achievement. So, whatever we go through, if we look at it, we should say thank you because this is part of our evolutionary road to travel so that we can learn. And what do we learn? We learn to serve. We learn to be better, to have humility, to be patient to give out good thoughts and prayers for others, even if we sometimes do not understand. And it's not for us to always understand all things. It is to trust in God that He is also working, that the Great Spirit is working. Trust that your thoughts are being answered, that there will be help, and there is always help, beloved friends, so that we can send these messages of love out to everyone. Ground to sow, ignorance to be enlightened, and pain to be consoled are appeals that heaven wordlessly sends to the whole world. So, beloved friends, we can look around us. There is many work to be done. And will we go through affliction? Of course we will. Jesus told the disciples the same thing. Because beloved friends, while our brothers and sisters are suffering, we will suffer. That is why the work is so much to be done. And we won't be finished in this lifetime. There will be plenty of work to be done. So as long as there is one soul on this earth that is still suffering, we have work. And until the last one will evolve to a higher and this beautiful earth will evolve to a higher sphere, we will have work. And then let's see, and he says, look after your own endeavor for the good before the eternal one. because a time will come when the divine power will say to you, give an account of your management. Beloved friends, this week, let's look at our time management. What are words for? What, how many time do we use on the good? How many times do we use our thoughts on the good? And what do we physically do? And it means in all things that we do, beloved friends. And also, of course, physically going out and helping others. So, thank you so very much for joining me today. I want us to have a beautiful prayer in asking the assistance of the Great Spirit to help us in this week manage not only our time, but everything we can do so that we can be inspired to work for the good. If you'll join me, beloved friends, there we go. Beautiful water. Let's just breathe and relax and focus on our breathing so that our mind will be still. Beloved Mother, Father, God, we are so thankful in this day, beloved Father, that again before our feet you lie down a new message of our time management because you love us so much and you want us to focus not only our mind, our words, and our actions, but every minute while we are here through your grace on earth, incarnated to be your hand. And we say thank you for again being reminded to manage what we do so that we can take our thoughts higher and so that we can be of service, so that we can be of help. We thank you for every beloved benefactor of Kardec Radio and those who are helping all of us being part of this beautiful platform, beloved God, so that we can be useful in some way as well. Thank you for every connection, every spiritual connection, because together we're not only helping each other, we are helping so many. Thank you that you give us the time to understand. We ask that you will help us with our spiritual guide in this week so that we can do more. Not only to manage what we do, what we think, what we say, but also to, to manage our time, that the remaining time that we have on earth, so that we can totally devote ourselves in service of this great task that you have given all of us to do. Bless us in this day. Let everyone connected, and we thank you, beloved Father, and so be it. Thank you, beloved friends. Thank you so much for joining me again today. Hopefully we'll see each other next week. And God bless. Be safe.